Welcome to another CUPS tutoring tutorial. Our goal is to condense information into videos that are somewhat rich in content but still take a very short time to watch. More than one viewing is usually required for a new skill. In this lesson, I'm going to cover the most basic skills that I can as quickly as possible, but hopefully without speaking too fast. The very first thing I better tell you about is called undo. Undo is just when I do something and I decide I didn't want to do it. Like, for example, if I have a whole bunch of data and then I suddenly go, oops, my hand slipped and they're gone. Okay, well, I go undo and it comes back. All right. Once again, the way we do that is to hold down the control button and push Z, or I can find the tiny little blue arrow at the top that says undo. I can also get different levels of undo. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to worry about tooltips. Tooltips are when you are over something and you don't know what it is, but in a second, Excel will tell you what it is. A lot of software does this too. Undo and tooltips aren't unique to Excel, but what is this thing? Oh, align right. So I waited a little while. I didn't click on it. I just waited. And it told me it was align right. What's this over here? Well, it says conditional formatting, but it's going to tell me a little more information if I'm under there. And it says tell me more underneath it. This is a great way to explore. So when you're in a weird ribbon you've never seen before and you want to find out what something does, put your mouse over it, read a little bit about it. It might help you more than you think. Great way to find out what stuff is. Is this always a formula bar? What's this? Oh, it's a name box. Okay, you get the idea. Those are tooltips. Spreadsheets, like tables, are made out of these thingies that go up and down. These are columns. Columns in Excel have letters. There are also these things over here. Those go left and right. They're called rows. A row and a column intersect at something called a cell. Smallest part of your body, a cell. Smallest part of a jail, a cell. Smallest part of a spreadsheet. Well, a cell is just a tiny piece of data, and that's how spreadsheets organize their data. All right, there's one cell that's active. The active cell means if I start typing on the keyboard, it starts putting information into there. All right, so when I go to E6, I see E6 is the active cell. When I start typing, it comes out in E6. What do I mean by E6? Here's column E, here's row 6. They intersect at cell E6. Or up here, I can type the cell I want to go to, like maybe I want to be in J7. This is called the name box up here. Name box not only tells you what cell you're in, but it's a quick way to get places weird, like if you want to go to AZA row 97. And now here I am way over in the spreadsheet. It would have taken a long time to scroll to get here. But if you ever want to hold down the control button and push home, it'll always go to A1 and make A1 the active cell. Rambling a little. Let's get back to topic. All right. It says ready. That means that Excel's ready. It's not typing anything. But as soon as I start typing something into the active cell, it changes to enter mode. Enter mode is different. What enter mode means is it's ready for me to type more stuff. It's not ready for me to do things like align things at the top or change the indent or the orientation. All this stuff is broken all of a sudden. What happened to my, well, what happened was I started typing and I'm in enter mode. Okay, when I say enter, I'm back in ready mode. All right, if I double click that cell, I'm back in enter mode or edit mode. Enter is like edit, it's just brand new. Edit's changing something that's there. You get the idea. I'm in edit mode, I can't change stuff. I'm in enter mode, can't change stuff. I have to say one of three things. So when I type enter, it'll go down a cell. I'm back in edit mode. Or if I type something and I say tab, then it'll go over a cell. Tab's nice, I'll show you why in a minute. If I type something and I say escape, it'll forget what I was just typing, stay there, and I'm back in ready mode. So there's three ways to get back in ready mode. 1, type enter and go down. 2, type tab and go to the right. 3, type escape and forget what you were about to do and just cancel it. Kind of like undo, not really. Okay, let's keep going. All right, so if I need to type lots of things, like I say, here is the date, and here is the time, and here's the person's name, and I can say enter. Now I can type some data like September 2nd and 7:55 p.m. and the name was Bob. Enter. So obviously this is a fast way to collect data, to enter data, because you don't have to click anything. Just wanted to show you that real quick. All right, so let's go ahead and continue to the next item. All right, so that's cells, row, columns, active cells, worksheets. All these cells are in a worksheet. All right, if I type a bunch of stuff and I say make a new sheet. Here I am in sheet 2. So this one's going to be about the graphs I'm going to make. But this sheet back here is all about the patient data. So I'll call this one patients. All right. And here's one called graphs. Patience, graphs. All right, and I can add as many worksheets as I want to. I can right-click them and color-code them if that helps me out. Sometimes it's easier to see stuff after it's color-coded. I can rearrange them if I want patience to be second and sheet 3 to be first. Okay, and of course I can right-click them and delete them. Okay, and by the way, I skipped that. I was double-clicking it to give it a name. Okay, so let's go ahead and lose graphs. We don't need it. All right, so those are called worksheets. Let's see. Talked about ready mode and enter mode, escape tab. Oh yeah, in case you never used them before, real fast. You can use the arrow keys to move the active cell around. You can move the scrolls over here. You can use the arrows to move the scroll further if it doesn't want to go any further. All right. And control home will take you back to A1. However, when you change the scrolls, the active cell is still wherever it was. So if I go way down to row 40 and I start typing, it was in A1 already. So that's where it's going to come out. Okay. Up here in Excel 2013, you have something called the ribbon. All right. The ribbon is not a menu. Okay, this is called the home ribbon. I know because right here it says home. Double click home to hide it if it's in the way and you just want some extra space. Double click it to make it come back out and stay there if you'd like to. There's an insert ribbon and page out ribbon, and well, you can see for yourself. All right, there's also something called file. This is not a ribbon. This is a whole area. We'll talk about it later. All right, almost done. At the top, here's the name of the document and here's the name of the software. That's called the title bar. If I grab the title bar, I can move it to other places. If I want the window to be somewhere else. Yeah, the formula bar we saw earlier when we were learning about tool tips. Formula bar is nice if you have something called a formula. If I say something here, and then I go over to C3 and I say this equals A1, okay, well, it looks like I just typed cheese again, but really this is something called a label. We'll learn more about that later. This is something called a formula. I only know the difference by looking in the formula bar up here. There's cheese, and this says whatever is in A1 goes in C3, but don't worry about that right now. All right. That was supposed to be dogs. I don't think Doge is a word. Let's see, there's the name box, talked about that. Oh, last one. Quick access is whatever you want to do most quickly. So up here at the top, you've got undo and redo and save. Very important. But if you'd ever like to put more stuff in it, you can customize it by adding more things to it, all right? And there are more commands. If you don't like the ones that it gives you on the list, you can really mess around. Which reminds me, someday you should go to File Options if you're ever feeling brave and look around and try to break some things and see what it does. This is how you get to know your spreadsheet better. This is the quickest 101 that I'm able to give someone brand new. I hope we've covered enough window anatomy to get you started. Please send me questions. Thank you.
This has been brought to you by Cups Tutoring. Remember to practice these skills without the video right away to help them take hold in a more active part of your memory. And above all, while trying to learn new material, remember to set aside time to get plenty of exercise and sleep. Thank you for watching our demonstration.